We are taking chapter number 3, which is software process structure in software engineering. So we talked about the software process. Software process for different projects, different software process can be adopted. Now Howard Betzer, he is the gentleman, he gave us certain ideas on this software process because this is very important in software engineering. In his famous book called Software as Capital, he regarded software as a capital. Capital is all about money, is dollars. And he also said that developing a software is all about learning. Basically, it's a social learning process. That is, you are making certain software, then you are interacting with people, you are interacting with the stakeholders, you are interacting with the technology. So basically, you are learning. It's a social learning process. And the outcome, he said the software capital, as I said, he didn't say software. He said it is software capital. And what it is a combination of, while you are making a software, it is the combination of or amalgamation of knowledge which is being collected while you are developing the software. This is the knowledge. It can be the practitioner, manager, or even the consumer. So the knowledge being collected, distilled, organized. Distill means cleaned, organized, properly planned. So as the process is connected, this is the outcome, software capital, and it is nothing but the combination of all this. The knowledge being gained as this process is conducted under the software engineering practice. So he also said that this process is a talk, is a dialogue, is a communication. So in which the knowledge that must become the software is brought together, because the knowledge will come from the consumer, the knowledge will come from the stakeholder, the knowledge will come from the manager, everyone involved. So this software process is all about dialogue, and it also includes, as I said, the technology. So all these are fed into the software. So there is a kind of interaction also, as I said, dialogue, talk. So it's interaction. And it is not about individual like the user and designer, the consumer and designer. It is also between the designer, that is the person who is designing the software, along with or with the evolving tools and technologies, the techniques. So this process is also considering all this. Okay. So what happens here is that this is the software process is an iterative kind of thing. Here, the evolving tool, that is, some new technology has come. So this will act as a medium for the communication. That is, whenever you have a talk, say you are talking to consumer, at every talk you are increasing the knowledge because there are people involved. So software process is a framework for certain thing. Software process is, you can say, a big box. Inside this we have another box called activities. Then we have another box called actions. Then we have another box called task. So this task, all these software process is considering activities followed by action followed by task, because you are trying to make a high quality software. The process, as you see here, you can take software processes, prototyping, spiral, or waterfall, all will have activities, actions, and tasks. So there is a difference between the software process and the software engineering, because the software process is actually defining, it is outlining the idea, the approach that is taken as the software is engineered. Whenever you are making a software, the software process will define, will tell you the approach. It can be prototyping, waterfall, spiral, etc. But the software engineering, along with this software process, it also have the technology. It also incorporate the technologies that populate the process that will enhance the process. It will be technical methods. It can be automated case tools like this case we have talked about. So this is the difference between process and engineering. So if we talk about a very basic, generic, you can say general process model, how does it look? Because it can be any process model anyone chooses, any software team chooses. So for a software process, whichever you choose, as I said, spiral. Okay. So the software process, when you have decided, software process will consist of a lot of activities. Every activity will have its own actions, and every action will have certain task. Okay, so this is a whole framework of process, and here we have activities which will have action, which will have task inside it. Okay, so this is the whole framework we are talking about. And along with this, the all four we talked about, what is the relationship between them? So, you know the hierarchy now? So let me show you a figure, and that figure will show you what we are talking about. See, each framework activity, whenever we talk about activity, because a process is all about activities. So whole software process will have, that is the process framework, will have, let us take some example, like say waterfall model or spiral model. Every model will, that is every process will have a process framework, and this process framework will have certain framework activities. Okay, I'll just show you in the diagram. So we start with the software process, say spiral or prototyping. Every process will have certain framework. There are certain umbrella activities that will go along with it. All these framework activity, they will have umbrella activities along with them. And we have different activities. As I said, activities are the basic say ingredient. And then in this activity, we have certain action. See here, framework activity 1 and 2 and 3 until n. So the software framework activities are then having action. So an activity can have multiple actions, and every action will have certain task set, that in order to do this action we need this task. These tasks have to be done. So process, activity, action, then task. So you see here, these are the tasks inside the blue rectangle here. Okay, so every engineering action, software engineering action, is defined by a certain task. That is, the tasks have to be completed. What will be the work product? How the quality will be ensured, or what is the quality required, and what is the milestone, because the progress has to be also addressed. So let me tell you again. We started with process, then we have the activities inside the process. Umbrella activity will go on, and these activity will have action, and every action will have certain work task. So this will have certain ways or ingredients or parts, task, product, quality, and milestone. Okay, so this is the basic generic process model of any process model you choose. So every framework activity, can be multiple framework activity, will consist of action, then task set. Task set, we'll talk about how to make that task set. So any generic process model or process framework will define 5 framework activity. So every process you take, there will be definitely, you take spiral, you take prototype, these 5 will be there. That is communication, planning, modeling, construction, and deployment. We have talked about that earlier. That is, you have to communicate, then you have to plan, then model, then you have to construct, that is the code generation. Finally, you have to give the software to the concerned person or concerned enterprise. Along with this, the umbrella activity, this will always go on with all the framework activity inside all the actions and tasks. That is, starting from the project tracking and control. What are the risks? These risks has to be managed because you have to control the project. First of all, you have to follow the plan, and there can be certain risks that can affect the output. Then the quality needs to be assured. We need this kind of quality. We have to have some quality assurance criteria. Then there will be changes, so configuration management part will play. Then the technical reviews, you have to test also in certain ways, so technical review is a good thing. So all these will work together. All this we have discussed, but one important aspect under this software process which we have not discussed is a process flow. That is, we talked about the framework activities, the actions, the task. Now how these activity, action and task, they are organized, they are planned, they come in sequence and time. Where? So according to sequence and time, these action, activity, tasks are called as process flow. So I'll tell you 4 kind of flow. First is linear flow. It is very clear. The linear process, every 5 framework activity, that is 5 activities, they will come one by one. Communication, planning, the planning will come after communication, that is, it will be serial, sequential, linear. So planning, then you need to model it. So modeling followed by the construction and followed by the final deployment or delivery. Okay, so this is a linear process flow. You see, every part will come one after another. The second one, or second process flow criteria, is the iterative process. So the iterative process is basically repetition. So this iterative process flow repeats one or more of the activities before next. It is not that these all 4 activity will be repeated. Any 2 can be repeated again and again. Modeling can be repeated again and again. Even 4 of these framework activities can be repeated again and again till the time you get the proper result. So these are the iterative process. It is all about repetition of the framework activities, which are 5 activities we are talking about. Then we have the evolutionary process flow. So it's a circular manner. It will have a circuit. So every circle will give you a proper output that is a quite complete version by itself. Okay. So version 1, version 2, like this. So we'll start with the communication, then planning, then modeling, construction, deployment, and then finally you are delivering. So this is the one task, not task, but one activity completed. So this is an evolutionary process, and normally you can say it is a circular process. Again, you can start communication because you will get some feedback. Then you can again plan, model, construct, deploy. Now the parallel process flow, this is also a kind of flow which is the activities, one or more activities, they will run in parallel. For example, modeling can be done in parallel with the construction, because one aspect, if it is being modeled, the other aspect can be constructed. See, this is the modeling being done. So modeling is being done, but the content which has already been modeled can be done, can be constructed. So the modeling and construction can be done, you can say, parallelly. Okay. So the time will be less. The time elapsed will be less because you are doing it in parallel. So this is also one kind of flow. How to define a framework activity? How do we define it? See, framework is all about a structure. Activity is the basis of any software process. So whenever a software, you are told that you have to make a software, the team will be faced with certain question. A key question is that for this framework activity, what are the action we need to take? Because activity will take action, action will take task. And what is the nature of the problem? Because someone has come to you, he is asking, make this application for me, make the software. So what is the nature? The people with you, how well they are qualified, that is, what expertise they have. If they are hardware people and they have to make a software, it will be difficult. If a person has to make hardware, it will be difficult. So the characteristic of the people is also very important. And finally, who is giving you the money? The stakeholders. Whosoever is sponsoring the project, what they want out of this software, of this application, of this website. Okay. So there can be different kind of projects. If the project is smaller, that is, it's not very complex. Just say that one person has given you a project. He has actually requested. Maybe he is sitting somewhere at a remote location. Okay. So I'm talking about the activity, and you know that we have 5 activities. So let us talk about the communication activity. So when you have to communicate, that activity will be done or can be done just on a phone call or an email, because the communication, the planning, the modeling, the construction and deployment, these are different activities. So if we talk about communication for this example, a very small project, you can just make a phone call or email. So the only necessary action for this activity is what? As I said, activity will follow action. So what is the action pertaining to this activity? Is phone conversation. And as I said, see, let me tell you again the flow. First is process. Process will contain activity. Activity will have actions. Action will have task set. So the communication activity will have action, and the only necessary action in this kind of small project under the communication activity is phone conversation. Okay. Now in that action there will be some task set. What will be the task set? Simple. Make contact with the stakeholder. Just discuss while on phone. Just discuss and just write. If you have a diary, just write. Develop notes. And whatever you have learned or understood, just make a note, make a brief, or you can define the statement of requirements, SRS or software requirement specification you can make. And finally, you can just give that again through an email or phone call only for his review and his approval, because he is the only one person. This is a small project, right? But when it comes to a bigger project, if this project is complex, there are so many stakeholders involved. The requirements are quite conflicting. That is, you are not understanding it, or maybe it is ambiguous because so many things are coming. So 5 activities. The first activity for this framework activity, the first one is communication. So in case of a complex project, a big project, only the communication activity will have distinct actions. Inception, elicitation, elaboration, negotiation, specification, validation. Okay, we'll be discussing it in the later discussion. And each action, as I said, activity will have action, and every action, for example, inception, will have different and many work sets. And all these work sets, because action, say inception, will have various work sets, and every work set will have product, and these work product, which are the outputs, can be number of work products distinct. For example, a document can be the output, a code can be the output, a form can be output. Okay. So how to identify a task set? How do we identify a task set? Because every activity will have action. Action will have certain task for it. So we'll talk about this in the later discussion. Till then, thank you so much. Take care of yourself.